T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
It looks like we had a glitch there for some reason. The whole screen froze. Guys, welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the Blue Lounge. Please let me know if you can see us and hear us properly, because I've had a slight glitch as I was loading the stream. So please in the chat, let me know if you can hear me and see me correctly. In the chat, I would love you guys to tell me if the audio and the video is clear. Big up to everyone. Welcome to another show. We have been absent for quite some time, but that's what happens when you have an international break on the back of a transfer window deadline where things were kicking off left, right, and center. But now things have calmed down a little bit. Things have quietened down a little bit. I hope you guys are all good. I hope you guys are all well. As you can see, I have got with me a new panel member, Yasser from Hayters TV, an up-and-coming Chelsea YouTuber. Yasser, big up to you. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, first and foremost. Big up to you, every single one of the obviously the panel members, and also big up the chat. So looking forward to have the chat, of course.
Big up to you. Welcome. It's good to have you on the show. A old school channel member who's been with us for quite some time. Love to have him back on the show. This is his home. This is his second home. Nizayon, big up to you. Blue Clouds Media, welcome.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. And one of the newbies on the Blue Lounge, I say newbies, he put in a big shift on the transfer window. So he's back. He's back with us. Kai, behind the dugouts, welcome. How are you?
Yeah, good man. Nice break, but time to get back at it.
100%. It was a good break. It was a needed break. Really needed. Big up to Omar. Big up to Yusuf. Big up to Daniel. Who am I missing? Big up to everyone. Big up to everyone in the chat. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for taking part. As always, you know what I'm going to ask you. So do it before I ask you. You know what I'm going to ask you. Smash the like button. Smash the like button. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscription key. Really, really appreciate it. As we've been away for quite some time, the YouTube algorithm does need a bit of time to kick back in again. So please make sure you smash that like button early and let us know what you guys are thinking about in regards to everything that's been going on. We are going to be addressing some of the controversial topics, and we are going to also give you a match preview in regards to Chelsea, Brentford, and what we are expecting to see happen in that game. Before we get into everything, there has been some breaking news that came out quite recently. I would say in the past hour. I'm going to share it with you on the screen, and then we're going to discuss, and then we're going to kick it off from there. And let me switch the screen so we can share the news with you guys. I think this is the screen. This is the screen. So it's a report from PYS, and he tells us the following. Chelsea are preparing a lawsuit against both Mudryk and the Ukrainian Football Association. According to Ukrainian, I think he's supposed to say journalist, Igor Bobas, Chelsea plan to file against Mudryk, seeking compensation for the record-breaking transfer, and against the Ukrainian Football Association, which, according to Chelsea management, may have been the source of the prohibited substance. And this is reported at Scott Eurasia.
You're right. Yeah.
So Eurasia. So this is the report. I'm going to start with Kai. Kai, what's your thoughts on this, and why would Chelsea be pursuing Mudryk as well as the Ukrainian Football Association, in your opinion?
Couple reasons. One, obviously, he's a club asset, which they are and have been paying since the ban on an asset that they can't use. So they could be looking to try and recuperate some of that money. But I think it's more leaning towards trying to get out the contract without having to pay any compensation. Because if they can break the contract, they don't have to pay Mudryk a lump sum fee for breaking the contract because he's been banned. They can't technically use their asset, which they own. That's what I personally think. And to be honest, they've probably got a strong case that they would win that anyway. But I would be surprised.
Kai, I think you have an issue with your audio. Just watch your audio, Kai.
I'll go back out and come back in.
You're good now.
I think you're good.
Oh, good. Yeah. Yeah, so I think it's more of a break on the contract kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah, that's my thinking behind it. I agree. Nee, what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think what Chelsea are doing is the right thing. I know I was like, why is Chelsea filing a lawsuit against Modric himself? But it looks like I was thinking, I'm not so sure if he's still under the payroll. I'm not so sure. But I heard you saying that he shouldn't be. If he is, then this is the right time to part ways with Modric, because the guy is being sued. He's been banned for a few years. Chelsea are not going to benefit anything from him. You can't sell him. This guy can play football. He can't do nothing. It's just and he's responsible for whatever that goes into his body. So if Chelsea are taking him on it, it's all up to him, because he has to do his homework very well in terms of asking the FA, what are you injecting into me? If you have any personal doctors or anything, they have to get into it and find out what he's injecting into his own body. He has enough money to be able to have private doctors or private physios who are taking care of him. I know he has private, individual trainers that help him go through his training routines and each and every day. But whatever that went through his system, and for him to allow it, is on Modric himself. And I think this is the right thing for Chelsea to do, trying to get out of jail by say, hey, you did something that you're not allowed to do that. So, this is the best way for Chelsea to part way with Modric. But I feel very bad. I saw something in him. I saw, something good in him. I think he'll be better. He was getting better, and then unfortunate incidents happened to him. But yeah, I think it's the right thing Chelsea have to do.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think as a professional player, you do have to take responsibility for your actions, even if it wasn't deliberate, even if it wasn't something that you were 100% aware of. You do need to do your due diligence, and make sure that you are within the realms of the legal requirements. But it being pushed to him by, I think, Shevchenko might have persuaded him. Yasser, what's your thoughts on this? What's your thoughts on the fining or the legal action against the Ukrainian FA and Mudryk specifically?
See, me personally, if obviously the things that we're hearing are true, then I think obviously it's fine for us to sue the Ukrainian FA in it, because that it was under their he was under their, like, whatever you want to call it, leadership. No, not leadership, but he was under their roof at the time when it happened.
Yeah.
But I'm also looking at it from an aspect where maybe if Mudryk trusted the physios and wherever, and he didn't expect them to do that thing. Like, do you get it? Because a lot of the times you may not think that they will do something illegal to get you back, because you think it's literally your federation, it's your country. Do you get what I'm saying? It's a bit different for them to do that. Look, you can say that he agreed with it. Maybe he's done it and he knew what was happening. That's a possibility. But maybe he also didn't know that was happening. My thing is, if that's like me going to the doctor and then, he does something that I didn't expect, and I thought it was just a blood test or something, and it ended up being worse than that. If I didn't know, then that's a different story to me actually knowing and doing it. You get what I'm saying? This is my point.
Yep.
But
Yep.
that's just me looking at both sides. I'm not saying that he has nothing to do with it. We obviously don't know. But for me as well, I know that a lot of people are saying obviously it's his responsibility to make sure that he doesn't take X, Y, and Z. I feel like maybe if it came from a personal trainer or someone random or like those kind of things, I feel like that's actually a bit more. I hear that more from that aspect. Do you get what I'm saying? If he went to the pharmacy and bought something, that's when I feel like okay, he took his own initiative or researched something on the internet and done things where he didn't know. Like you know what I mean? He kind of didn't do enough research before he put something. Like, that's I feel like that's
Yeah.
slightly different. That's
Yep.
like that's the difference for me. Obviously, they suing him. Like the club suing him, I feel like when we're talking about that, it's a weird one because let's say if he gets found innocent, I know these drug tests and stuff like that. Even if you found that you haven't done it on purpose, you still get some punishment, or knowingly if that's what it is. But we've seen it before with, even though this is a different case, but for example with Benjamin Mendy, where when they stop paying him, he ends up suing them at the end.
Yep.
So sometimes maybe if they're waiting to see that whether he's guilty or not, and then they want to see whether you know what I mean, like, and then decide to
Yeah.
not pay him instead
I
of
mean,
not pay him, and then get sued for not paying him and
I
stuff
think
like that. So
I
just
think yeah, no, I mean, I think you're right in regards to, he may not have done it deliberately, he may not have done it willingly, but he has done it, and I think the um, the point that Kai made is the big one here, and I think it's all about Chelsea having a player that is being given a massive transfer ban, and this is an asset that is depreciating. This is an asset that they are continually paying for, and this may be the way that they can get rid of it
yeah,
without without having to lose out on a big chunk of money. Because if they are able to sue him, it wouldn't be for him to pay a specific fine, but it's if he is found guilty, then they're able to terminate the contract without having to continue paying the rest
paying
of his wages and whatnot. So I think
yeah,
that is the biggest aspect here. Um, I want to touch on the whole 74 charges situation. I know it's been in the media for the past couple of days, been focused on in the past couple of days. Chelsea have a week left for them to respond and to give their position in regards to the whole situation. Now, Chelsea did self-report. Chelsea came to the FA and they told them, "Look, this is the situation. We've taken over this club, and we found some anomalies in the finances, and these anomalies are a concern to us, and we would like you to be aware of this. And we are more than happy to provide you with any information you need, any data, any statistics, any financial records. We're happy to provide that to you." Now, keep in mind this: when Chelsea actually took this step, they also withheld £100 million from the actual sell or the actual purchase of Chelsea Football Club. They became aware of these financial anomalies, and they told Roman Abramovich at the time, "We are going to withhold 100 million for this particular case because this is something that we may need to pay for. We may need to pay a fine for. So we are going to put money aside for this." So Chelsea are aware of the ramifications of this action, but by self-reporting, I think they have given themselves a get out of jail free card here, whereby the FA will still take action. However, this action may not be sport related. It may be financial, purely for the fact that nobody at the current club was involved in these breaches. Nobody at the current club, from the directors, from the players, from we know when these owners took over Chelsea, they literally uprooted everyone from the grounds people to the kitchen staff to the directors to the physios. So this is a brand new club, and no one at the club is actually involved in this. But it is a breach, and it is something that was that was done by the Chelsea Football Club. Therefore, we are expecting to have some ramifications, but these ramifications have been put aside in regards to the financial side of things. Do you guys think, or do you guys foresee a sporting penalty, i.e., a transfer ban, i.e., points deductions? Where do you guys see this happening or going? We'll start with Nate this time.
Look, I'm kind of not worried that much about it, because one thing is, the most important thing here is, it wasn't the FA that did their own investigation and came up with these charges.
Yep. Yep.
It wasn't the FA. So Chelsea rather help the FA make things easy for the FA to come up with charges upon Chelsea. So in that case, it becomes more flexible for the FA not to go too hard on Chelsea, because we've seen similar jurisdiction, another organization, football association, that is UEFA, who also fined Chelsea for similar situations, similar things. It is not far off from what the UEFA, because when we're talking about would I say the regulation, the regulations J1, C2, A2, and A3. There's some stupid things under those J1, maybe, and C2, things like not responding to your emails from the email, or not reporting the year spendings, and not reporting these a few things. Some similar and stupid things in there that add up to that 74. You get what I'm saying? But like you said, look, I'm not really worried. Even with 1 year transfer ban, if it happened to Chelsea, I'm not worried, because Chelsea could see this coming. That is why they've really purchased or spent money on potentials, send them to Strasbourg, sister club, for them to train them and get them better. If you look at the squad that we have now, even the 1 year suspension, I think we should be okay until the following year. But I'm not requesting for that. Few reports are also saying that we could see a similar.
So let's cut you off. Do you think the news that broke today in regards to Miga coming to Chelsea next summer, and the deal is done, everything is completed,
Yes.
the transfer will go through in the summer. Is it a similar situation to what we had with Pulisic, if you remember, with the last transfer ban, where we actually got a deal done just before the transfer ban kicked in, to give us the option? Do you think this is a similar situation here?
Similar situation. We are in a very good place. If we have to go through transfer transfer ban, or maybe January and February can make transfers, we are in a very, very good position, because what? One thing is, we can load all these players from Strasbourg. The midfield, from the goalkeeping department to the attacking department, we can get everyone from there, bring it to Chelsea for them to do a job, because they are our players. They are our players. A lot of them are on, I'll say, maybe, I'm not so sure if those that are for Strasbourg, if we can bring them directly to Chelsea. But I know it's a sister club. Those that are on loan, we got a lot of players that are on loan. Goalkeeping department, those are on loan. It's definitely it's a yes. We can bring them in. But those that are not on loan, I'm not sure we can bring them in. But that would give chance for Strasbourg to bring in new players to fit in. And whilst we take them away, because we can bring in fresh players from other clubs. You get what I'm saying? So that's where I'm comfortable. I'm also comfortable there. Emega is supposed to be at Chelsea, but if you listen to the interview, he decided to stay at Strasbourg to get developed, and for him to join Chelsea after 2 seasons there, then he can join Chelsea. So I was okay with that, with that option for him to stay at Strasbourg to get developed. But the question is, I don't see from the question. I'm gonna give you an answer. I don't see Chelsea being banned at all, because we've given FA the limelight for them to make things that easy. You get what I'm saying? A fine will do. 30 million, I'll go for it. That is still on the cheaper side, depending on the kind of players we've brought in. Samuel Eto'o, he helped Chelsea win the title when he joined the club. William has done a lot of work for Chelsea in winning titles. Eden Hazard, he's done a lot for Chelsea winning numerous trophies. So even if 30 million, give them the money, we're gone. So I don't see, point is not going to come in. Point deduction will never come in at all because
Okay.
I don't see that happening. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go to Kai. Kai, just a caveat to what we've just heard from Nee. If a transfer ban comes in, that means incomings as well as outgoings, and that is going to have a really, what's the word here, interesting perspective when it comes to Nicholas Jackson coming back next season. What's your thoughts on the whole thing, mate?
I mean, yeah, I suppose on the outgoings for it, I would be more worried if we didn't do what we did this summer, shifting as many players as we did out. Obviously, there's still a couple of stragglers left, but it's not as bad. Incomings, I'm pretty much in agreement, really. I think we're pretty good, even if we did get a ban, but I don't think it's going to come to that. I really think it's just going to be a monetary fine. Points deduction, we're not Everton. We ain't getting a points deduction, let's be real. So I don't think it's going to be that severe, and I don't think a transfer ban is going to be an option either. I think it's only going to be a fine. The amount, don't know, it could be anything really. It just depends how much they want, how severe they want to take it. But like you said, the most important thing and what has been done that's unprecedented by any club is the fact that we've self-reported, which is a big thing. So they've got two ways to look at this. They could take this opportunity to sort of make a show of this and really, really punish us, or they can, take this opportunity and punish us less and show that if you do self-report these things in the future, you'll get a lesser punishment, which could bring other clubs. Because you can't tell me now that there's not one other club in this league that has done something similar.
100%.
Over the years. So, there are other clubs there. So if this precedent comes and they're shown as a lenient punishment, other clubs may self-report, and it could be beneficial for both the FA. I'm sure I saw that something about the Premier League also wanted to do their own investigation as well. So, again, it's another footballing body. How they will take it, I'm not too sure. But as we mentioned, it's been self-reported. So I think it does help us in that sense.
100%. 100%. Yes, sir. What's your take on this?
To be fair, I think Kai's kind of said what I wanted to say in terms of the self-reporting thing. I think if they do punish us severely, it kind of shows the league that if you do self-report, well, it's going to kind of make other clubs abstain from self-reporting. Does that make sense? Where it's like, we might have something, but let's just wait until we get caught. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like you said as well, it's like the players that are involved are not here. That the ownership's not here. This is not something that they could do anything about. And I also partly blame the FA and the government, because they were looking. That was part of the sale, if you remember. Them going through our books. Do you remember? Making sure that the owners that are coming in are fit, that they don't have a similar issue to what happened with a Roman. So they had access to all our books and everything at the time. It was just that they weren't smart enough to find it. Do you know what I'm saying? They weren't smart enough to find what was it. So we've basically found it ourselves and basically saying, look, by the way, we've seen this here. And I'm not sure I'm not 100% sure on the part where you said the 100 million was set aside with Roman. From what I've heard is that they've just set aside the money in case this thing happens, but I don't know whether they've done it with Roman or not, me personally. But it is something that they've prepared for when they realize that the things that they found. And it's important to also note that it's just, for me, it's one of those things where we've done the right thing. Obviously not before with Roman, but now in terms of, cool, you've seen something, you've reported it. From what I read, it's just that it could be a similar thing like the UEFA stuff that we went through. So we might get a similar ban to what the UEFA thing. So it could be we have to balance our books again. Like, remember with the Xavi Simons thing where you need to sell it on Kunku or someone from the A-League. So it could be something like that. It could be a small fine. So I've not necessarily been worried about it. because we've self-reported, like the other two gentlemen have said, like Nee and Kai. So I said it earlier, I said, just send me the PCN, let us pay it off, and next, what I mean, let us go. You know what I'm saying? Let us go, man. You know what I mean?
Just pay
But
the money. Send the
yeah, just
money
let us
in.
pay the money, parking ticket. When they send it to you, you see it, pay the money, and you've paid it. So yeah, I understand. Because you know what it is as well, as Chelsea fans, we went through the sanctions. So I don't necessarily feel like we had the sanction. I mean, we had the transfer ban before. Now we have had the sanctions after. There's nothing worse than the sanction, innit? It can't get any worse than that. I know maybe relegation or something, but then again, your club would still be there. Do you know what I mean? With sanctions, you don't know what's gonna happen. So these things, we went through a transfer ban before. I think our team is slightly better than it was before anyway, in terms of depth and stuff like that. So even if we do go through a transfer ban, I mean, maybe we need it. You know what I mean? If you're not gonna shop well in the market, sometimes you might need a transfer ban. You know?
That's not the last time we had a transfer ban. It gave birth to a whole set of youngsters, Chelsea youngsters,
Mhm.
who broke through to the first team and became, some of the top players in our team, and some of the top players in Europe right now. Look at AC Milan, the players that they've taken from us.
You won the Champions League as well, like within a
Yeah,
couple of years. So
yeah, yeah.
mhm.
So a transfer ban, even it's not something we want to see.
Mhm.
But it's not something that we can't deal with, especially with the way that we are set up. And rightly mentioned in regards to all the players that we have on loan, they will be coming back, and they'll be coming back into the squad should we need them. We do have options. We do have other aspects in regards to players that we can utilize. Um, my panelists are dropping like flies today. What's
Mo,
going on?
would you say that it's sometimes it is a blessing in disguise in the sense that
It,
okay,
ha- it has been.
it gave chance to maybe academy players for them to get jump into this team and then show what they can do. It happens, but
Hundred
yeah,
percent, hundred
things
percent.
happen for a reason. Things happen for a reason.
I want to know, is the stream okay? Because I'm losing panelists, and I'm not sure why I'm losing them. Is the connection okay? Is the connection okay from your end?
Yeah, it's okay here. I'm watching it right now on YouTube, and you look okay. Everything looks okay. I don't know. I think he's back. You say he's back in there.
No, I can see him. Oh, here we go. Here we go. He's
Yeah,
back.
he's back.
Nah, I
Yeah.
Okay.
heard someone at the door, so I just
Okay. Okay.
there was
Because I saw Kai disappear. And it looked like he was having a connection issue.
yeah.
And then you went off the screen. I'm thinking, is there a connection issue? Guys in the chat, tell me if you can see us and hear us okay, because I'm a little bit worried right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to touch on the Nico Jackson situation for a little bit as well. We haven't done a stream for quite a while, so there's been quite a few topics that we haven't really addressed. I want to address the Nico Jackson situation before we do our preview for the whole situation or the whole match with Brentford. Um, you guys saw the statement that was done by what's his name, Yuli Hoons.
Who knows? Yeah,
Yuli Hoons, yeah,
Yeah, you
Hooners.
hold.
And apparently he came back and he said his statement was taken out of context. Chelsea Auntie, thank you for the feedback, much appreciated. So he said, well, I wasn't trying to make a statement that was negative. I was just making a statement which defines the criteria for the situation. And Nico Jackson has to start 40 games. When we take into account the amount of games that there are in the Bundesliga plus the Champions League fixtures, it is unrealistic to say that he will be starting 40 games. And I was just making that point, and I was just trying to make that clear. My remarks were taken out of context, and I want to see Nico Jackson obviously succeed at Bayern Munich, etc., etc. Do you guys think? Let's put the statement aside for a minute. But do you guys think the actual deal was missold to us, was misreported to us? Because it was a obligation to buy. It was a 70 million, fee at the end. However, the obligation to buy doesn't seem to be realistic. One, and two, the increase in the fee was actually covered by Nico Jackson, his agent. So, were we taken for a ride in regards to the whole deal? Where do you guys stand in respect to the whole Nico Jackson situation?
Look, Mo, it's just so easy. It's just very easy to analyze this. Chelsea were that smart. Chelsea were that smart and didn't know what they want and didn't know how much they spent on Nico Jackson a few years ago, 2 seasons ago. 35 million. Whichever way this Nicolas Jackson part away, if he's going to Bayern Munich, definitely Chelsea's making some profit out of him. But what Jonas or what was his name again?
Hans,
Hunis,
Leonis or whatever his name is. Look, the news that came to us here. We that speaks English or understand English was being translated. German journalists that translated what he said. I don't think it was taken out of context. He spoke German and it was being translated from German to English for us to understand what he was saying. So he meant what he was saying because I've read a few things about him and he's known for making controversial statements.
Yeah.
So he meant what he said.
Mm-hmm.
But whether we should take it serious, I don't know his level of what he does with Bayern Munich at this moment for us to take it serious. Whether indeed whatever he's saying can really affect Nico Jackson as a player. Is he bigger than the manager, which is Vincent Company?
Let me just clear you off for 1 second.
Yes,
Zia, I'm going to send you the link. You're a Bayern Munich fan. I'm going to send you the link, and would love to have your input in regards to this particular topic. Go ahead, Nee. Go ahead.
Yeah. And should we really take him serious? Is he really the guy there, or he's just attaching to Bayern Munich, or is it that he's been around Bayern Munich for many years and he's done a job for them? So whatever he says, people have to take what he says into context. To me, I don't think that we should really take what he says so seriously because I don't think he can affect the gameplay of Nicolas Jackson. If he's doing very well based on what Vincent Kompany sees on training ground, Nico will definitely get game time. And I don't see Harry Kane going through the entire season. I don't know how many games they got to play. If it's 50 games, at least the max should be 50 games for Bundesliga teams. 50 games. Harry Kane can play the whole entire 50 games. Musiala is gone for a while. I think pretty much the whole season. I don't know when he's going to return. So, Nico Jackson being part of Bayern Munich team will help the squad depth a lot. So he will get many game time. But for him to start, I'm not so sure how many games he's going to start with Harry Kane there. That's only my only thing there. But besides that, I think that, look, Nico Jackson would not return to Chelsea. He will not return to Chelsea. That's what I'm saying. I'm sure that before the his transfer thing comes to an end. I don't know if Chelsea haven't been banned at that time from making transfers. I think Chelsea will find another suitors for him, or definitely either he stays at Bayern Munich.
Yeah, I mean, my only concern is if we get a transfer ban, then he's stuck for another year or two, depending on the transfer ban. But yeah, it's a weird one. It's a weird one. I'm very uncomfortable with the way that the transfer deal was structured, and the way the information was given to us. I feel like we were misinformed.
Not
Anybody else wants to jump in?
necessarily though. I'm not
Go
necessarily.
ahead.
I'm pretty sure when I seen the news of him going, I did hear that it's based on an appearance fee. It's not a usual obligation to buy, so it had to be triggered by the amount of games played. They never really said the amount of games. So when we had 40 games, it didn't make sense. But at the same time, like Zia said, because I spoke to him a lot about it,
Mm.
their owners, like their board members and that, they're all a mess, innit? Do you get it? Because if you think about it, Luis Diaz went there from 50k a week to 265. They paid us a world record loan fee. So it's like
Do,
it
do,
don't
do,
make sense.
do,
So
do you think that 40 games to start 40 games is actually an obligation to buy.
I don't think it's 40 games. I think, like Zay said, big up Zay, my brother. Yeah, I think
Good
I
Zia.
think it's just.
Salaam alaikum, Zia.
I don't
All
necessarily
good,
think
man.
it's 40 games.
Hopefully you're all good. We're going yesterday. You're going.
Yeah, because I heard the sound. But I don't necessarily think it's 40 games.
No, it is 40 games. It's
No.
40 starts as per statement. Is that statement accurate? That's a
Nah,
different.
so there was more on our end. It turns out it's either 40 starts, or if he does eventually come off the bench, it's 45 minutes. So the 45 minutes would count to the 40 appearance, basically, or starts, whatever. So,
You think Jackson's gonna sign then to go, Jackson? Do you think he's gonna go over there if he knows that he eventually has to come back? I don't think he would have forced the move the way he would have.
no, but by the way, I also think you guys need to keep in consideration African Cup of Nations is going to be around the corner as well.
Mhm.
So that kind of like helps us in a way of not really keeping him like that. But I have to say though, Uli Hones, he's a very outspoken guy. And listen, not like I want Jackson to be here, to be honest, because I think we should have paid our money for Lookman rather than going for a lone player, let alone Jackson. But at the end of the day, you still shouldn't be publicly be saying stuff like that just before he even kicks a ball. Because then what was the point of him forcing the move to like buy? You know what I mean?
Zia, I want to ask you. I want to ask you this. In the let's call it in the virtual world of Bayern Munich fans, I get the impression, and I get this impression from you, that you're not really keen on Nicholas Jackson, even though he hasn't kicked the ball for Bayern Munich yet. Is this a wide opinion? Is this a shared opinion by Bayern Munich fans, or is it a fringe opinion? Because
No,
I don't
think
know.
I think it's an opinion that we have that based on what we've seen of him at your club, and also based on what we've seen with our players at our club. Because one problem we have is we can create all the chances in the world, but we can't finish our dinner basically. So I feel like that on top of the fact that when you look at Jackson's profile, maybe he'll offer something on the ball, but he can't finish. It gets frustrating, like, because we've been asking this summer for a player that in front of goal will be clinical. Because last season we had Leroy Sané for like 5 years, and that guy he been missing chance after chance after chance. I mean, Yasser, he can tell you all about it. Like it was painful to watch, Wallah al-Azim. So yeah, honestly speaking, like I'm just looking for someone that's clinical, and I don't think Jackson is the answer off the bench even, especially when the tough gets going in a knockout tie. And hey, listen, you guys have won Champions League twice, so you know what I mean. You in that scenario, you need someone that's clinical when it matters the most. So
All right.
yeah,
I
Let
want
me-
to jump
let me-
in here for a
let me-
second, but if you want me to, in a
I
second.
just want to get Kai's opinion, because we haven't heard Kai
yeah.
speak on this, and then I'll come back to you, Nee.
Okay.
In regards to like the loan fee and sort of the whole dealing, I agree that I think the guy's trying to backtrack a little bit because he's probably realised that he's made a mistake in the comments that he's made on Jackson and probably shouldn't have said it publicly, and now trying to sort of save face a little bit. But he is technically right in what he's saying. Jackson is not going to start 40 games. Like you said, he's got African Cup of Nations, so that's already a bunch of games out. They've already started the season, so he's already missed, 2 games, is it now?
yeah,
that's
yeah,
already
two
2
Bundesliga
games out.
games.
And the only way that they would get 40 plus games is going deep into the Champions League as well. So they would expect to have to get that far in order for Jackson to even touch on that quota. So I think what he said is correct. Should he have said it? Probably not, especially with a player that's just joined, that you've just, spent a significant amount of money on in terms of a loan fee. But would I be fussed if he come back? Not really. Because we've got a hefty fee. If anything, if he goes and he does well, and I personally think he will find it easier in the Bundesliga than he will in the Premier League, So I think he will do pretty well for Bayern, whether it's starting off the bench or starting on the pitch. I don't think he will get in front of Harry Kane. So unless Harry Kane's injured or he's struggling a little bit, then maybe. It's only going to increase his value, or at least allow us to get what we want for him. Because we've already, got 16.5 million in the bag on the loan. So if we was to get another 50 million for him, which we know we could probably get from a Premier League, they were looking around 55 to 60 million anyway, we'll probably get that money. So he would still be shifted on if Bayern Munich don't buy him.
But I have a question.
Do I think he's the right fit for Bayern?
Sorry, yeah. I have a
Yeah.
question. You know,
Yeah.
do you think Bayern Munich can get a player for the amount that we've agreed on next season? A striker for around that price? I don't think so.
Not in terms of, like, be real, there's not many other strikers out there at the moment, is there? You know, all the ones that were out there have been tapped up, you know?
Yeah,
So-
like we got Baltimore, and that didn't go to plan.
Yeah.
Didn't want to spend as much. Yeah, I kind of hear that, to be fair.
So in terms of the fee, he is the cheapest option for the type of quality, because all the players that have moved in the summer at that age in those sort of numbers have all gone for really high fees. Look at Sesko, 90 million, Walter Maid, 90 million. And these players were hitting less numbers than Jackson. So if you can pick up Jackson for 60 million, it's a no-brainer, really, compared to what is out there. Because there's literally nothing left in terms of a quality striker, which the teams like us, like Bayern Munich, like Liverpool, that they would be looking for the top quality, or at least the best young strikers out there. But they've all been snapped up now. So Jackson really is the last one left. So that's why I think if they don't buy him and he comes back to us, we will have loads of suitors for him next summer.
Yeah.
There will be people knocking on the door trying to get him in.
Yeah.
So I'm not too worried if he comes back, and I still think we're going to make good money on him.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%, and I have a feeling that by the end of the season, Nicholas Jackson would have changed a lot of the opinions of the Bayern Munich fans. I think, I agree with Zia in regards to what they've seen of him at Chelsea isn't something to write home about. 100%, I agree with you. But I think playing in Bundesliga would suit him more. But again, only time will tell. I'll go to Ni. Ni, what do you want to say on this bit? On this, Baba?
I don't know, but I kind of disagree with all of you. Besides Kai having said, I kind of disagree with all of you. I think you guys are missing a very big point here, and especially to Bayern Munich fans. I think that they are not looking at the bigger picture here. They are just showing a bit of disrespect to Nicholas Jackson. I'll give you some few statistics. I know my brother down here is recommending for a different player over Nicholas Jackson. Look, you guys have a prolific striker, Harry Kane. He doesn't miss. Harry Kane doesn't miss. In the 18-yard box, he won't miss. So what you guys are lacking is, I know he recommended for Lukman, Ademola Lukman. Ademola Lukman is 27 years old. 27. Well, you want someone who can just come in. Football has changed these days. Are you buying, age and potential, whatever you're buying from? I don't know how he's going to do for Bayern Munich if you guys bring in. But looking at Nicholas Jackson first season surpassed Didier Drogba's first season at Chelsea. And you're forgetting that Nicholas Jackson, at 23 years old, played in one of the most difficult league as just a rookie. He's just a raw player. He hasn't developed yet. 23, almost 24. He hasn't developed yet. He's still raw. So when you're buying Nicholas Jackson, when we're talking the Premier League, his link-up play, it's above a lot of elite players even in the Premier League. We're not looking at that. If you know Nicholas Jackson, you know how to play Nicholas Jackson as a coach, you will get the best out of him. Don't put him there as a finisher. Put him in that middle, the transition period. He's very, very good. Don't put him in the position where he's going to finish. Put Harry Kane there to finish that position. Harry Kane has been dropping deep, just like he does with England. He does sometimes with Bayern Munich. He's trying to.
He does a lot with Bayern Munich, by the way. Not sometimes, a lot of times.
Yeah, that's what he does, and it's not that's not how Harry Kane's work. Keep him out there. He's not younger. He's older now. He doesn't have that much leg to be running down and in terms of transition to be running to join the attack and get to the 18 and finish. He's not going to be there when you guys are ready. You guys young players with lots of energy and legs. Harry Kane is not going to be in the 18 when that turnover happens. He's not going to be there. Keep him out there like they do with Erling Haaland. And let Nicholas Jackson in the middle start that process for him. He's very good in terms of League Cup play. You don't need it. He's got lots of years to develop. So I don't think that you guys are buying a bad player. He is very young. 30 Premier League games in the very high competitive league. In the very, very high competitive. Ademola Lookman that you want at your football club played, 96 appearances in the Premier League, scored only 11 goals.
Yeah, but he's improved. He went to Atalanta and won them the Europa League, though.
Mm-hmm.
It is different. Atlanta, he went to Italian league. The league is very, very slow. That suits him.
No, but
So if you have a player, that has played in a high competitive league, it makes it even easy for him to even become a better player for Bayern Munich. Don't look at what he went through at Chelsea to measure how he's going to perform for you guys. I think it will be too early to do that.
So can I ask you a question then, if
Yes,
you don't
sir.
mind? My question would be then, why did you let him go to begin with?
Because Chelsea have other options.
Yeah, but why did they have other options?
Because they believe that Nicholas Jackson is still a traditional number 9, and he isn't.
I'll jump in on this one as well. It wasn't.
He isn't.
I think there were, the club made it publicly clear. I've said it from the start that we would have been happy to keep Jackson unless the right fee come through. Let's be real. Any player is sellable for the right fee. We have to be real. This is a business. If someone came in with 120, 130 million for Parma, I'm pretty sure the club would be thinking about it. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Because that's what they do. We know what these owners are like, but it's what is done across the board. There is a price for everyone. Now, when it came out that we could potentially be swayed by a price, Nicholas Jackson, before the pre-season started, said, I want to see my options. And then he was cut from everything. Cut from the training, he had to train on his own. He was cut from the preseason games because he came out and said, I wanted to check my options. And then that's where it sort of materialised from. Because if a player's going, well, I want to see what else is around, the club are not going to stand in his way, especially knowing that they've set a high price for him and there will definitely be suitors. Because before all the media came out, Jackson, they would have had offers from clubs coming in, mainly Premier League clubs, going, his is available, just asking about what the conditions would be to try and get Jackson over. So I don't think it's so much of why did we want to get rid of him. I think it was a bit of on both sides. We would be happy if the right price came in. We got the right price in a loan fee, so that's why we've let him go. But if it came to a permanent, if we got the 70, 80 million that we're wanting, we would have sold him.
Kai,
But also, on the player side, he also wanted to see his options.
Kai, there's also a point that we need to make clear here. The way that we handled the situation wasn't good. It wasn't productive. We said we want him to stay. There is room for him in the squad. But then the minute things started to kick off in regards to him potentially being linked with other clubs, Newcastle, Villa, Bayern Munich, and other clubs, we straight away pushed him aside. He was. I'm not going to say mistreated, but I'm going to say he was kind of pushed aside. With his antics in the Club World Cup, with him being sent off.
I was going to mention that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
They've mistreated him.
was,
They mistreated
yeah,
him.
100%. So because he was mistreated, because he was pushed aside, as a professional footballer, as a player, with his potential, with his age, with his ambition, being pushed aside in that way, he is obviously going to look at alternatives. And when alternatives came, he jumped on them. My issue is the way that he handled himself and the way that his agent handled the whole situation alienated him even more, pushed him into a black hole. Nicholas Jackson does not have a future at Chelsea Football Club right now. Even if Bayern Munich decide not to buy him, or decide not to go with the purchase because it isn't an obligation, those conditions will not be met. End of the day, Bayern Munich can decide to buy or can decide to walk away, and if they do decide to walk away, we have got a player that is unhappy, that doesn't have a future at Chelsea because of the way we mistreated him and the way that he reacted. Because to every action is a reaction, and the way that he reacted was based on the way we were treating him. So that needs to be taken into account. So when Zia is asking why did we sell him, that's a relevant question
You've also
because
got to take into the factor that during the Club World Cup, because it didn't come out until later, we signed two more strikers. One of them came on and absolutely tore it up after spending the first 2 weeks on the beach just chilling.
yeah,
And he didn't want to be third choice, which I get. He's been the starting striker for the last 2 years. Of course, you're not going to want to be shoved to third choice. But in terms of performance and the lack of finishing that he was producing, where the other two, mainly João Pedro, had come in and absolutely wiped the floor with anything he'd done, he was always going to go down the pecking order. And a player's not going to want that. So, yes, the mistreating could have happened. But I think before that, prior to that, as soon as he saw these two strikers come in, he's gone, why should I compete for my starting spot when I've been the starting number 9? I can go be a starting number 9 elsewhere.
Look,
So I wouldn't say the mistreating had kicked into motion the Jackson leaving. I think it was prior to that. You remember he had petulance against Newcastle, petulance again against was it Flamengo or that he
Flamengo,
got
yeah, he came on in literally 5 minutes or something. He got sent off.
exactly. So there was a downfall, and it was his own downfall. The mistreating came after all of that happened. So there was a lot of factors prior to that had started these conversations. And in regards to what happened when he was out there doing the loan and it falling through or whatever, and we're trying to call him back, I don't know on Jackson's side, because look, I didn't see much coming from Jackson. I saw the agent spewing a lot of rubbish about planes and stuff. But I don't recall seeing anything from Jackson personally. And let's be real, the agent is going to say whatever he wants.
my club. Remember that statement? My club.
Yeah.
You're there alone, mate. My club.
Yeah.
Look, you know what it is for me, yeah? I've always said that I backed Jackson in the beginning, but look, I said that not a lot of players get the opportunity to be a number one striker, yeah, where you're practicing. And you're practicing for 2 years, yeah, to be the number one. At some point, we all knew that we were going to get a strike. If Jackson doesn't end up fixing up, we knew that we were going to get a strike. Now, did we expect to get the lap? Maybe. Some of you can say maybe. We're linked to him all the time. Maybe the model, whatever. Yeah, I'm happy with the lap anyway. But I think after, because in the beginning of the season, he played well. Remember, he scored those goals against West Ham. He looked like he was a different player. And then we kind of found out throughout the season that it was just a purple patch. Right? Obviously, he was missing chances and it affected Palmer, and also our wingers weren't really scoring. So it was not like, I just feel like he couldn't handle the pressure, really, to be number one. Do you get it? Because when it started to become a thing where he was missing, he just kept on rolling where he kept missing. Yeah, it was difficult for him to just start doing it again. And it kind of felt like it became a thing where you know how many chances Palmer created for Jackson that he missed. The amount of chances that Jackson missed in the 5 or whatever you want to call
On a
it,
plate,
on the
on a plate as well. They weren't just chances; they were on a plate.
yeah, but the amount he missed in the box is the amount of chances Dalab got the whole season at Ipswich. That's how many chances he got from Palmer.
Once even the Club World Cup, remember, Palmer was just shouting and yelling at him. Was like, "What the hell? I'm right here. I'm right here." It was just
Yeah, it wasn't right, but you know, there's at some point, if you've played football, you get it. Like you can't, you can only do so much. You know what I mean? You can only do so much, and then it becomes, how many games have we lost or drawn because either Jackson's missed in vital moments in a game, or the goalkeeper made a mistake. That's exactly how our season was last season. Now, obviously, we got Delap in, which is basically an upgrade on Jackson, but I think after he got that first red in against Newcastle is when we started to feel like things are changing slightly. Right? Then he got that quick red, because remember, he almost cost us the top 4 with that red card. And then you start looking at it in terms of, he then missed in the final. He missed a very easy chance in the final. Was it the the Conference League?
Conference
And
League, I think.
Bowley was there. Everyone was there watching when he went 1-on-1. I think it was.
Yep.
And then you then have the Club World Cup where maybe yes he wasn't playing, or we were trying the laps, and then we were bringing him on whatever. He comes on and he gets that red card, very silly. I feel like the trust from the manager kind of, you felt like he was drifting away at that point. Because remember, we already, and then as soon as that happened, we bought João Pedro in like within hours or days, wherever it was. So you started to feel like unless he's going to be our third choice. But in my mind, I never saw him going from first choice. If we've watched Jackson a lot. He's quite hot headed and whatever. Remember, he used to get yellow cards all the time. I just never, I couldn't see him going from first choice, like I said, straight to third choice, and him accepting it because he started to get comfortable, being first choice. Then it was about how we were going to deal with it. So you can say we dealt with it, whatever, but you know how our club is. If you're not happy, we'll put you in the bomb squad and then you'll get sold. So even if he's not happy, if he comes back from Bayern Munich, we'll eventually find a way to sell him anyway. This is the thing, because we've
100%.
because
I mean,
there's a way. Sorry, bro. Yeah, there's a way that we look at players, and there's a way clubs look at players. This is how we sold Madueke for 50 million or Kai Havertz for a certain amount. We may have thought they're not good enough, but the clubs are thinking, there's potential there, or
money there,
there's
there,
this and that. And yeah, I've said this to Zay before. I said, look, I don't think Jackson's a bad player. I
No.
just think he's a typical winger that's playing up front. They don't really know where to be and stuff like that as a natural striker. That's his issue with Jackson. Because
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to having Zia back on the stream at the end of the season and getting his reaction to Nicolas Jackson and see what his opinion is by then. Zia, listen, we are gonna invite you back on the channel for the
Champions League clash.
Champions League clash. I'm going to invite you for both preview and review. So we'll speak before
problem.
the game and we'll
No
speak
problem.
after the game.
No problem.
I hope he's not worried. He's not scared at all. Are you?
That's
Hey, listen, I'll be honest, man. Listen. I thought I would be. You know what? I looked at your schedule after us, and I'm like, you know what? I want to see how you manage it while you play us. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I want to get a snippet. We'll discuss this in more detail in in
Okay.
the upcoming streams. But I want to get a snippet from Zia in regards how they are feeling about their Champions League
No.
expectations for
yeah,
this year. I mean, in general.
no, obviously, us playing each other. You're one of our bigger opponents from pot one. I did actually hope that we played you this early just because of your schedule after us. I feel like it might play a role in how you guys shape up against us, or how maybe Maresca manages the team as we play you. Um, and it's interesting. Company, Maresca, both managers that people talk about come from Championship. Obviously, Maresca is now to be more proven after the Club World Cup. I'm not gonna be like disingenuous in that regard. But again, it's just very interesting to see two similar type of stylistic teams playing off against one another. I do have to say though, I think this game is won in the midfield, and unfortunately, I have to admit your midfield is better than ours. It just is the truth. But even then,
Zay, what happened to coming to the? You said you wanted Palmer to come to the Allianz Arena, bro.
I know, but like, come on, that's just being shameless. You should know me by now.
Okay.
I just want to know how they feel about these current Chelsea.
No,
playing
I think you're a
Bayern
good.
Munich.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I think you are. But I feel like we're also slightly being, underrated a bit. We're slightly being.
Right.
You know what I mean? I feel like people are underestimating us because don't get it twisted. Our squad is very small. I understand, and I was just talking about how I don't like Jackson being as an extra piece. I've said this, but I still think that because we're going to be the home side, I think that will play in our favor a little bit. And I also do feel like your schedule is like, if we played against you and your schedule looked better and ours looked off, I would have been like, you know what, we're in a sticky situation because we have to try to manage a squad and we get players injured and all that stuff. That all plays a role. But I feel like in this case, it will be a tight game. I do see chances from both ends, but
Zia,
I have a feeling.
Zia, Zia, I want to ask you a question. Do you guys have money? Because in the whole transfer window, you were telling us you don't have any money. But I want to know, do you guys actually have
Our
money?
board's been saying that. I don't believe them. I don't believe them, bro.
Why is there rumors
No,
that you have to
you know
stop
what
playing
it
next
is.
season?
You know what it is. They try to act like that we're financially unstable, but what again they're just trying to cover it up because Uli Hoeneß he tries to think old school when it comes to approaching transfer windows. Like he tries to get players for a cheap deal, free deal, all this yada yada. The thing he fails to understand it's 2025. You have to spend the money that you get in order to like be somewhere, you know. And when he said that he doesn't want Bayern München to be the next FC Barcelona, in that same thing that he said about the Jackson, so I'm like, Barcelona have restrictions in La Liga. We don't have this much restrictions in the Bundesliga at all. We sell the most fan members. We have so many sponsorship deals that get us a good amount of money. We sell the Allianz Arena to like 99% every single game. So I never understood the whole thing of we don't have money, you know? And the thing is, I feel like our board saying that we don't have money has conned a lot of English fans to thinking that we don't have money. But in reality, that's not the case, you know? But I will say though, we are not good at selling players, unlike you guys. We are awful at selling.
I was gonna ask. I was gonna jump in and say, look at the past 3 years because I read an article. You can buy all the time, but it will definitely catch up on you. Big example is Barcelona. They've done that so many years to the extent that they are not selling to be able to buy more. They've bought in the sense that when they buy players, also wages are very, very high. And Bayern Munich was doing the same thing. Lots of clubs are doing the same thing. That is why the new era is all about buying them very young and put them on a long contract, spread the wages across or whatever across that long term, and also be able to sell. Chelsea are able to make over 300 million. Although they were buying, they were selling this. They sold players and make over 300 million. How much did Bayern Munich has been able to sell? Leroy Sané, I know he left, but I don't know how much did they sell it to Galatasaray.
Oh no, he
How
went on
many
a free. No,
players?
he was on a free. He went on a free.
There you go. He left on a free. So how many players in the past 3 years has Bayern Munich been able to sell? Have they been able even to make 100 million a season from player sales? Have they been able to make it
No,
as a
our
big
selling.
club?
The most I remember us selling. I mean, this summer at least, Matisse Tell, 45 million.
What is he? Enter Frankfurt, right? I'm making
No,
over 200.
No,
Is
no,
he?
Matisse. No, Matisse Tell. We sold him to Tottenham.
No, Tottenham. I'm saying German club right now that are selling more is
Yeah,
Frankfurt.
yeah,
Their
Frankfurt. Yes, yes,
expectation.
Frankfurt.
Yeah.
They make a lot of money for their yeah, but because they have a top director again, Kocha, he's doing. I think Bayern want him, but like they're not gonna get him anytime soon. I don't think so.
All right. So
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna
All
jump
right,
in and say. So more you can.
lads,
Yeah.
that is enough Bayern Munich talk. We have got
Yeah.
two streams that we're going to dedicate to Bayern Munich for the preview and the review. Zia, it's a pleasure to have you on the stream today.
Thank
I
you
look
very
forward
much.
to having you on in
Thank you for
future
having me.
streams. And by the way, you know, this is a football channel. Chelsea biased, 100%. But you know, it's a football channel, so you know we look forward to having you on future streams as well.
Inshallah.
sure.
Inshallah, I've connected with you on X, so we will talk offline, and inshallah we'll have you on future streams.
Yalla, take
Mashkour,
care, guys.
Habibi.
Yalla,
Yeah,
Mashkour, mashkour.
hopefully I'll let Mo reach out to you so you can join my live show for the preview as well. We don't do it at the same time, so he's gonna be very busy. We need.
Listen, I have got him to sign
Yeah.
the contract. Okay, the
Okay.
contract is
Yeah.
specifically on the Blue Lounge, not Blue Clouds Media. Okay.
Yalla, take care, guys. Have a good
Yeah.
evening.
Depends on
Nice
appearance.
talking to you,
Yeah.
brother.
You know what I'm
Nice
saying?
talking
If
to
he
you.
does two free
No problem.
appearances, you know what I'm saying?
Islam.
Appearance fees.
Hey Mo, I have a Barcelona fan. If you want me, I can connect him to you. Barcelona fan. So yeah, we do trading. We do a trading.
What's the transfer fee? What's the transfer fee?
Probably 1 million. 1 million. 1
No,
million.
no.
He's
We don't have any
He's a
money, man.
rookie. He's a rookie. He's just a raw player.
I'll take him on a loan. I'll take him on a loan.
What's his
Okay.
name? What's the Barca fan's name?
I don't have it here. I wrote it down. He came on the show 2 days in a row. I think he go by the name Let me see. Zav something.
Yeah,
Forget
because
the
I know
name.
two of them, innit? I know Omar
Yeah.
and I know Barca Reacts. So I know both of them, innit?
Oh,
So
okay.
maybe
Let
it's
me
one
see
of them. But
if I can get a name. Yeah, but yeah, we'd love to
All
have
right.
a rival fans and how the perspective of it.
Let's talk about the game tomorrow. Um,
Okay.
late kickoff. We have got some injuries to keep us entertained.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not looking great in regards to the squad tomorrow. A lot of players came back a little bit late. Fatigue is going to play a big factor. The only plus side to it, I guess, is that we're playing later in the evening. So let's do our starting lineup, and then we will do our match prediction. So I'm guessing we all agree in regards to the goalkeeper, unless somebody wants to put somebody else in goal apart from Sanchez. Let me know. Sanchez it is, or do you guys have another option?
It's gonna be Sanchez, innit? I mean, even if we don't want it to be Sanchez, it's
Yeah.
gonna be Sanchez. So we're not forcing it no more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're not pushing it no more.
Giving up on that one.
Yeah, man.
So we've got Sanchez in goal. Now this is a tricky bit because the wing backs or the full backs, are we going for the standard Correa James, or do you guys think there will be a rotation aspect here?
Yeah, rotation.
Rotation.
It could be a Hato Gusto.
Gusto, I reckon.
Yeah, that's my thinking. Nee?
Yeah, I do agree. I think Cucurella played too many football, and we need him in those big games. Man United, Bayern Munich, especially. We need Cucurella to be on the field for us. So I'll go. I wouldn't look. Hato, people won't give him that chance, but I think that he's got a lot of experience as a captain for. Is it Ajax? No, is it Ajax, right?
Yeah, Ajax. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a captain for Ajax, so he's got a lot of experience in terms of internationally. So the crowd would not intimidate Hato
Mhm.
in this game. So I think he will be a good fit to put him there.
Gusto, all right? You go
Yeah.
with that?
Yes, sir.
I think he's been good this season. To be fair, like coming in, you see that he's done more of a overlapping job, not as much inverting as he did last season. I feel like I used to make the joke saying that that's like teaching a kid that does the 10 times tables to do algebra. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what it was, seeing him invert. Like, it's too much information for him. And look, when he's starting to do the overlaps and stuff like that, it's been much better this season. So
And it works well, especially with the last two games with the Esteval, because Esteval likes coming inside. So it
Yeah.
gives him that whole run down that right hand side,
Mhm.
which is what worked well with Cole Palmer in Poch's season. So
Yes, I agree.
Centre backs. Let me hear it. Centre backs.
Toss and Chalobah.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. Yes, because
Haven't had this
remember
joint.
Tosin. Sorry, Kai, but remember with Tosin, it was the whole thing that he can play in that centre back role. If you remember during the season, so I think maybe as long as he's fit, I see him playing there. Obviously, we heard Fofana looks like he's gonna come back and that, but I think from what we heard from the manager, that Tosin's the only one right now that can do that centre back role. That even Fofana can't do it. And everyone else can't really do it to a certain level. So it's going to be him and Chalobah, I reckon, yeah.
And they're starting to
Right.
build a bit of chemistry together as well. And that makes a big difference.
Yeah, because remember, like, from the goalkeeper...
Tosin on the right, Chalobah on the left, or the other way around?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's not...
I suppose it would depend, because if Maresca wants Hato to invert,
Yeah.
which he could make Gusto sit, then Tosin would be in the right position because Chalobah will shift over, Tosin would become the centre. But if it's the other way, that Gusto is going to be the flying fullback, then Tosin would need to be the left centre back because then he would become the middle. So I suppose
That's
it
my
doesn't really
thinking.
matter.
Yeah, that's my thinking.
I get a bit worried
Alex
about
Lopez.
Tosin, to be
Pedri.
honest with you.
Hold. Pedro, Lezier, Rodriguez, Ledesma.
Pedro. Oh, Pez.
Juan Francisco Torres Belen.
Juan Fran.
Oh,
Where's that
Javier Hernandez Creus.
Oh, Xavi.
Javier Alonso Alano.
Xavi Alonso. Easy. Come on.
I can hear it. I can hear
Sorry,
something.
guys.
Oh, was that you?
Yeah,
That's
that's
you?
the
advert.
yeah,
It's the advert, isn't it?
yes, it's advert, man.
Oh, okay.
I'm good. There was no music playing there. Man, I would have been in trouble.
Now, what you can do is
All right.
if you click on the top of the tab, you can mute it if you need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just in
Yeah.
case.
I was trying
Yeah.
to make sure it wasn't coming from me because I got too many screens over here. I want to make sure it's not coming from any of them.
No, it's for me. It's for me. All right. So this is a tricky one. The centre midfielders, because we know about the whole players coming late. Caicedo literally, I think, arrived. Was it last night? He arrived. And
Yeah.
So
Because he said in the press conference that he hasn't seen him yet, and that's
so
he won't see him
so
till training.
man's jet
Guys,
lag.
I have a question before you guys move. I have a small question
Right.
to ask. I get worried with Tosi. I don't think that we might see him here next season. I'm not, because his defending is not the best. I know he's got experience in the Premier League, but I get worried. Look at the goal that was being disallowed at last game against Fulham.
Tosin was a free transfer, so if we sell him, we sell him. If we keep him, we keep him. I'm not really too fussed.
I don't think Tosin's been that bad. I just still feel like he's not as good, obviously, like Thiago Silva. Thiago Silva had that IQ in it. He was slow when we had him, but he was so smart and such a good defender that he knew when to tackle, when not to tackle. He knew his anticipation and stuff like that was obviously way better than Tosin's. But I think with Tosin's just the pace. I always feel like it's the pace that lets him down. You don't want him to be the last centre back, or when we play higher up, you feel like he's the one that's a bit more vulnerable at the ones that we have usually. But I don't necessarily think he's put a foot wrong, in my opinion. I just feel like because we play at the back,
I have a
in the
feeling.
first period we had issues.
I have a feeling Fofana might be starting tomorrow.
Oh,
Just
heck no.
putting it out there.
Heck no.
I have a
No
feeling.
way.
I have a feeling. I'm just putting it out there.
I
Just
think he'll
put it
bring
out
him
there.
off the bench.
I think Fofana and Badiashile will start in the Lincoln game.
You put Fofana in there, we're conceding like 5 goals.
I'm just saying. I have a feeling.
Oh God.
And I'll see. And I'll see you on the match review.
Turn that TV off. Seeing Fofana starting to turn the TV off.
Because the only way you'd be able to do it is you'd have to replace Chalobah for Fofana, because Tosin is the only one that Maresca trusts to play the middle role. And
Terrible passer.
I can't see the squad not having Chalobah in it. I can't.
Yeah.
So for me, if he's going to put Fofana, it's a little bit ludicrous, to be honest.
I think Chalobah and Fofana will be starting tomorrow.
Struggle playing out.
No, but I think he'll bed him in. I don't think he's gonna start Fofana in these games straight away. I think if we do see him, it's off the bench.
We'll find out tomorrow night, won't we? I don't see Fofana coming into. I think it's too
pass. He can't pass.
Did I say I want to see him start? I think Maresca is going to play Fofana and Chalobah tomorrow.
Okay.
That's what I said. All right, now in the middle of the park, who are we picking?
Santos.
Santos. Yeah.
Enzo and Santos.
Yeah, Enzo Santos.
Yeah.
Pivot.
You all agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you saying that? One of the reasons why I think
I'm saying Santos and Caicedo. Well, I'm going with you lot. Enzo and Santos.
I'll explain it, but I have a little bit of doubts
Go.
about Caicedo, and
Go ahead.
one of the reasons for me is that
Rank on rewards. Here we go.
one of the reasons that I feel like that is because
With a great idea, you just want to get things down on paper. Grammarly is the
those adverts coming back up.
Yeah, no, you're right. No, it's just that, with Caicedo, it feels like we're kind of walking a very thin line with the amount of games he's played. You always have a bit of doubt. Maybe he plays almost every game. You know what I'm saying? And because he plays at 100 miles per hour,
Yeah.
you do want to see him take breaks. Obviously, it's very unfortunate to know that Asugo had the surgery thing.
He also had a small injury scare during international. He missed the first international game because he was potentially injured, and he's also come back late.
So he did get sent off in one of those games.
Yeah,
in
the second
the first
one,
minute,
I
which I was like, you know what?
Yeah,
that's probably good. He can save that.
puts him out for the next two, doesn't it?
Yeah. But at the same time, he he didn't have to play all the way at the end. You know, some of these games are very high octane, high intensity. Obviously, I think the game they played recently, I don't know, was it now? Brazil's the one that played at Bolivia, but it's just one of those things where he is the most consistent one we got in midfield right now, and with all these games coming up, if you remember a couple of games ago, he had this thing where I think he wasn't feeling right or something. Was it? I don't remember what he had. I don't know if it was an injury scare. It wasn't fully fit. I think was it the West Ham game? Was it? Do you remember? I remember hearing stuff about him.
Missed a few training sessions, didn't we?
He missed a training session, and we were like, "Oh, could he? Let's not play him then." And like there was something going on where he kind of just played that. He ended up playing. So I just want to feel like, you know what? If we can rest him in this game, we should. Obviously, he doesn't do. People say Fernandes doesn't run, but the numbers say otherwise. But as long as we can get away with playing Brentford without needing to play Caicedo, I think it'd be a well-needed rest.
And we have to be real. Brentford are not the Brentford of last season, the season before. They've lost everything that's pretty much made them Brentford. All their attacking and their biggest, they've lost their manager, who was a great tactician. They're not as much of a threat as they would. Of course, you've got to take every team
serious
with respect. Of course.
Can I just get this lineup done? and then we'll jump into the whole thing in just a second. Let's get this lineup done. Who are we picking for the 10?
I think João Pedro.
You think so?
Yeah, João Pedro and then Gu. Well, yeah, João Pedro. I don't want to get ahead of myself.
You know what? João Pedro came back not in the best shape. I think he might have got a virus or something because he was puking up. I know he took a knock as well. So I'm reluctant to see him starting tomorrow, to be honest.
I think Pedro starts.
No, I think he continued that game after beating. He ran into Martinelli or anything. I think something like that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
it wasn't a virus, Mo. It wasn't a virus. He ran into two players ran into each other and started vomiting.
I saw him vomiting and all. So okay. So do you guys concur? I mean, this is democracy. So no.
I'm sort of leaning. And to be fair, when I did, because I did a thing with Matt, I completely forgot about Buonanotte, and Maresca came out and said that he is going to be the cover for Cole Palmer. So if it's not going to be this game, he's not part of the Champions League, so he's not going to get Champions League. I'm very doubtful Cole Palmer is going to feature in any sort of form on the weekend. Even if he is fit, I would still rest him for the Bayern Munich game. So I have a feeling this could be an opportunity for them to use Buonanotte because that's what they bought him in for.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Now thinking about it, I forgot we had him. You know?
Yeah, I completely forgot.
I just remembered, like, when you mentioned him, I was like, oh, yeah, that's it. You know what? You're right. I think you're right. Because we might do the whole João Pedro up front and then play him there. Yeah. Obviously, the reason I put João Pedro there was only because I was thinking maybe we play Gu up front.
Yeah.
You get it? Like, but now thinking about it, it could be a thing, obviously, that if Cole Palmer obviously doesn't play, even though they were saying they've seen him in training and all that, I still don't think they would risk him anyway. So
I'd much rather have him for the Champions League game, if I'm going to be honest, even if he is fit. I say last resort, use him as a sub if you have to. But I think we've got enough in the team to be able to get through Brentford without him, to be honest.
Yeah.
How do you spell his name?
I think it's Buonanotte. Might be an O. Let's have a look. Maybe type in Facunda. It might be easier to find him. Facundo, innit?
I got his name. 1 second. I'll put it in the private chat.
No, I got it.
You got it?
Yeah. Cool. There's no picture, but that's him.
Blank card.
It's him.
All right, so left wing.
Gittins for me.
I'm thinking of Alejandro Garnacho. From what Enzo Maresca said, he might get game time. I don't know his fitness level, but I feel like a lot of these players that we're all trying to see them get on rotational play. A lot of these players were international duty. Gettins was also with the under 21. During international break. So I don't know if Gettins starts or Garnacho comes in the second half, or Garnacho starts, Gettins comes in the second half. Any of them would do. I don't really have a problem with that.
I think it's going to be Garnacho, mainly because Gittins is clearly taking a little bit of time to adapt to the league, which is expected. Young player, new league, get it. Garnacho, he knows the league, he knows the speed, he knows Brentford. The only thing he needs to adapt to is the style of football. So I think he might be given the shot over Gittins in this one. But then you've also got the negative factor of what could this potentially do to Gittins mentally. If Garnacho's literally just come in, has barely trained with the team, because obviously most of them are all on international duty, and he's been picked over him.
I'd like to think they'd give him a kick up the arse and get him to play better.
It might do, yeah. You would hope to think that, considering they're coming in to fight for the same position. I mean, there could be an opportunity for both of them to start, because there's another player we'll talk about in a minute who's also been playing non-stop football and has gone on international duty. And Maresca and the team want versatile players that can play in multiple positions, and I think they could alternate wings.
Yeah, but also don't forget we also have Tyreek George.
Yeah,
that's another option that we thought was gone, but then ended up going.
Yeah.
So we can still,
we got
he
a lot of
might
options.
trust him a bit more than a Garnacho or Gittins, because he knows how he plays.
Yeah.
So that's another option. I don't know, man. I just think Gittins is better than Garnacho anyway. But I feel not like that.
I disagree. I disagree.
Sorry?
I disagree. Yeah, I
What?
disagree.
What do you mean, like?
Garnacho is better than Gittins for now.
A'udhu billah. Yo, listen. You see me, yeah? I'm honest, innit? I've never really liked Garnacho. Because you see me, I don't really like those players that dribble. You know, when they run with the ball, they're looking at their laces. I don't really like. You see those kind of players. I've watched too much United to know that he's not good enough. Do you know what I'm saying? I know that we probably bought him to flip him, but he can't dribble as good as Gittins. He can't shoot better than Gittins. If you watch a few United games, most of them hit the crowd.
I think we'll give him time. We'll give him time. He hasn't played yet. He's played for a Manchester United team that he wasn't really happy playing at. He played with a manager that he didn't really like, a situation that he was uncomfortable in. Did he do badly? He didn't do well enough for me, but I think he will have to prove himself at Chelsea. And I think him and Gittins going head to head for that position is going to be a positive. I think he will be starting ahead of Gittins purely for the fact to enforce the competitiveness between the two players. I think
just thought of another thing, Mo.
It'll be a positive. Go ahead.
Garnacho's he's not even had a pre-season, has he?
Mm-hmm.
No, he hasn't.
He's had nothing. So he's not going to be ready, is he? In theory, like he's had no football, not even just pre-season. He's had no football for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at it from a manager's perspective, theoretically you can't really put a player in that's played no football for a long period of time.
So do you think
from straight in as
a
starter?
Off the bench? You think off the bench?
Yeah.
I mean, I completely forgot that he's literally done nothing because he's been iced out of Man United.
Have you seen I'm pretty sure you've seen those clips of him training, innit?
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say.
He was puffing after the runs, wasn't he? So I think, maybe it actually, now that I think about it, maybe it's going to be too soon for him to be a starter. He's definitely going to come on 100%, and I kind of have a feeling he's going to.
Tyreek or Gittins? Where we going?
I'd say Gittins now.
I think Gittins.
Yeah.
What?
Tyreek or Gittins? Who you playing?
Tyreek George and Gettins. I'll go for Tyreek George. You know, my problem with Gettins is the reason why I was choosing Alejandro is if you have a player, although he's dribbling and the end product is not there, and it's useless for me. It's just
Yeah,
like Nicholas
but
Jackson.
Garnacho's end product isn't there either, though.
But you're judging Garnacho, who is in a very bad culture. How many young players have gone to Manchester United the past 10 years and be able to be a better player? So many examples. It's
You're
there.
you're right. But my point is, there's a difference between a player failing because he's not good enough and a player that's actually good and is fair. Listen, I've said Anthony's gonna leave and he's gonna ball out. He went and balled out at Real Betis because I watched him when he was at Ajax. But in the Premier League, they saw him as a joke. Sancho was one of the best wingers in Bundesliga. We knew in England that he's actually a real good footballer. Garnacho is what we call the kick and run kind of players. They just run, bro. They just run. Mudryk was a better footballer than him.
Big up to Bobby Fairview, man.
Right.
Big up to Bobby Fairview.
Yeah, they just chase the ball, bro. Like I got United friends. I watched a lot of United. He literally had the whole season to play, and he still didn't get a run in to do what he needed to do. The thing about Garnacho is he's basically what Noni was for us when it comes to that final third.
But look at the managers that he was playing under: Erik ten Hag and what's his name, Ole on the wheel, and then who else? Amorim. These managers that have been.
Have you seen Garnacho's stats? He is like the lowest of the lowest when it comes to.
I know. If you look at that, you're never gonna get any player from Manchester United. You could think you're gonna say they're all bad because Sancho.
No, but you know what it is about him, though. You know what it is about him? It's the name. He managed to get the fan base. You know those younger CR7 fan bases. Yeah. If those people that followed CR7 when he played with him, he managed to get them when Ronaldo left United. This is the thing. He got following United. It's just because of how he is.
Is Lavia injured? Because I'm getting conflicting information here.
No, he's back in full training, but there's no way he's going to be thrown in yet. He will play in the Lincoln game.
How long has he been? How long has he been in full training? Because
I think this entire week. I'm pretty sure him and Badiashile have been back.
All right. Okay. Who's on the right? Who's on the right? Is it Pedro Neto? Is it Esteval? Is it?
I think it's going to be Neto. I think we're going to give Esteval a break, and to be fair, he needs it. You know, he's an 18-year-old kid at the end of the day. Yeah. We can't really going on international duty as well as playing. He's going to need rest. We're going to need to manage him correctly because if we give him silly injuries now, we'll ruin his career. So we need to manage him correctly.
Look, to me, I'm seeing the other way. I don't care if he's that young. He's playing. He's young, if he's playing, give him the chance. Let him play. You can get even injured when you're even warming up. Cole Palmer does it. Players even warm up and get injured. You can't know. If the player is ready, you could tell he's Premier League ready. Just give him the chance. But I do understand what Kai is saying.
It's not being about Premier League ready, though. Because we've seen he's definitely Premier League ready. He's got it. It's about managing the kid, because that's what he is. He is a kid. And you have to take... He has started West Ham. He started Fulham. Because remember, he wasn't supposed to start West Ham. Obviously, he did because of Cole Palmer, but he started West Ham, he started Fulham, he started the first international game for Brazil, and they fly across the world to play. So there are a lot of factors. For an 18-year-old boy, you have to be clever. And we've got Champions League football midweek. If he starts this game, he won't start Champions League. He won't start against Bayern Munich. Would I rather him start against Brentford or Bayern Munich? I'll take Bayern Munich, to be honest, with what he's shown and what he can produce. And I think he'll also bring a little bit of unknown to the Bayern Munich game that they will make him difficult to sort of manage. So that's all I think, because we've seen it where young players pick up really nasty injuries really early on. And again, it's literally, bad luck if you pick up an injury, but we have to think and try and manage it as best as we can to prevent it, because we don't want to get him injured at 18 and then that sees his whole career out because of overuse injuries. Because that's what's happening to our players now. They're getting overuse injuries, and we can't do that. I personally can't see us doing that to a young kid.
I know we're looking a bit too far ahead in terms of Bayern Munich. I'm not saying it's too far ahead next week, but you get the point. Like, what I mean is, do you think Maresca would be good? Like, he may start him in this game, and then obviously take him off or whatever, and then kind of go with the trusted lot in the Champions League, and then probably bring him on there.
I
But
would
he's
say,
trusted him
look,
above
I would
Gittins.
say he doesn't have to play all 90 minutes. He can just give him a few minutes here, first half or second half, take him off, bring him on the second half.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
No, it's just because Kai said you said you'd rather start him in the Bayern Munich game, and he will also have a chance to rest. I kind of agree.
Yeah, I mean, he would still play this game. I'm pretty sure he'd still get minutes in this game. I just don't see him
You don't want to
starting.
take that risk. I know what you mean.
Yeah, 'cause
It's
then
always
also
the game. You know that one
what's
extra game you play
Garnacho-
someone, and I know what you mean.
What's Garnacho? What's Gittins? What are they going to think about if now Pedro Neto's being pushed out to the left and Esteval's
Who's-
playing right when we've got
Who's our
different-
number 9? Who's our number 9?
Pedro?
Ciao, Pedro.
Not Gui?
No, I'll bring Gui from the bench.
Yeah, I
I'll
think
give you
maybe if we score early and kind of kill the game off, you might just take off Ciao Pedro and leave Gui on. That's what I think can happen.
Yeah, you still got to have some of like the quality in there to win the game. Like we can't not
Right.
try and go out and win the game.
We have
still
to we have to put this in consideration also that our team struggles a lot to get up to gear every transfer. International break when we return. We have a very, very bad history on the performance anytime we return from international break. So the more you make too many changes, it can distract the flow of the game. And I'm gonna tell you guys this: watch out for a very bad performance in the first half, but the guys will open up in the second half, and it will be easy. That's what is very, very common with Enzo Maresca's gameplay. It's first half is always awful. Second half, then they get all the 3 points. So don't be surprised when you see it.
I agree.
All right, so this is our lineup for tomorrow, as predicted by the Blue Lounge panel. Sanchez in goal, Gusto on the right, Hato on the left, Tosin and Chalaba in the center of the park. Keep an eye out for Fofana. We've got Enzo Fernandez with Andres Santos in the heart of the midfield, with Bonote in the 10 potentially. Gittins on the left, Pedro Neto on the right, and João Pedro down the middle. That is what we're predicting. Let's see what happens tomorrow. All right, now I want to get score predictions from you lot. In the chat, you know what? In the chat, I haven't asked for any likes. I haven't even checked how many likes we've got on the stream. I'm not even going to check. I'm going to just leave it to the
Cockney there.
the surprise. Yeah, huh?
99%.
Cockney, yeah.
It's a
Oh, why are you
90%.
telling me, man? Why are you telling me? Just leave it, man. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I'm gonna watch it later. Like I'm gonna watch a match of the day and find out. No, but for real. It's been a fantastic stream. You know, I've had a lot of good discussion. But I want you guys in the chat to tell me your score prediction for Chelsea Brentford. In the chat, let me know. I am going to start with Yasser. Get his score prediction.
Yeah, mine is
What's-
3-0.
3-0.
Yeah.
All right.
No, because we've been scoring corners too, you know what I mean?
Brentford,
Things that we haven't been doing before. So
Well,
I
Brentford
just
haven't really been a team that we've had a lot of joy with recently.
yes, I looked at the record earlier on
Yeah.
my stream when you came in, and a couple of draws and losses as well. So for me, it's more. I just like I said earlier, it's not the same team. They've lost their captain in Norgard. They lost Wesa and Mbeumo, who were basically one of the two players that were causing us so much problems, and they lost their manager. So the manager that they brought in is also not someone of pedigree or someone that we can think, you know what, he can do something against us or has done something against us before. So, and I think they lost against Sunderland, and I forgot
Lost
which
to
other team.
Forest as well. I think
I
3-1.
think they beat Newcastle, right? That's the only team they beat.
All right, brilliant,
So-
brilliant. 3-0. I'd love to see it. I think Sadiq has got his watch in a bit of a pickle. 1 hour and 35 minutes late.
Guys, I apologize. I apologize so much. It's been a hectic day. Hectic. Apologies, Mo.
Sadiq, how you been, brother? We haven't seen you for a minute. How you doing? How's life?
Yeah, good man, good. I've been abroad, so I've just come back recently. Back to Chelsea. innit?
Formula One. I've been watching Formula One.
Italy. Good vibes. Good vibes.
Welcome back. What's your score prediction for tomorrow, man?
I think it's going to be a tight 2-1 win. I think it's going to be
Alright.
really, really tight. Well, I didn't
I
hear
like it.
you guys talking about it. So, what did everyone predict?
No. We literally just started the predictions now. So,
Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
Yassa said 3-0. You're saying 3-1. I think Yassa is being a little bit too optimistic. I think you're being quite realistic. Let me go to Kai. Kai, what's your score prediction?
I think 2-0. I think, yeah, a 2-0. They're still gonna be tough to break down. I think,
Yeah.
but I don't think they're gonna pose really any threat going forward now that they've lost their whole front line and their spine in their midfield really. So, yeah, I think 2-0. But I'd love to see a 3-0. You know what? I'd love to see an absolute battering.
Yeah.
But I not after international break. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah. You know, I think had this game been played, potentially with the Manchester United schedule, so next weekend, it might have been a bigger scoreline. Nee, what's your prediction?
I'm going for a 3-0. I see my boy Sanchez keeping a clean sheet in this game. The reason why is the reason why Chelsea can score 3 goals against Brentford is I know Brentford they're not that easy to beat. Why? Because Thomas Frank is just a negative kind of his style of a manager. He's more of a counter-attacking manager. And the team that he built over the years with Brentford suits the way he plays. He brings in players that are very strong, that have that pace on the wings. And you can see how Wissa and Brian Bremer and Evan Tony, the way they were playing for him. They stay up there, and when the turnover comes, they hit long balls to him. But what I've seen so far with their current manager, Kate Andrews, he's more of a attacking manager. He likes to play free-flowing football. So when you play free-flowing football against Chelsea, you open up so many spaces, and they have too many talents that are very good that can hit you, that can hit your team when you open those spaces for them. And that is why I see Chelsea having, although we struggle on international break, but I feel like after international break, I feel like this is the time for us to break that curse, going to Brentford, and also because they've been conceding goals. They've been conceding a lot of goals, and we have too many players to hit them. And I see clean sheet, 3 goals. We pick up 3 points.
All right, brilliant. Just want to say thank you to Yasser. He had to pop out. He had to go. But thank you for coming on, Yasser. And guys, Yasser's channel is in the description of this stream. Up and coming Chelsea YouTuber. Go show some love. Go show some support. We are trying to bring the community together and help everyone out. So he's on the road to 1K. So please go give him a subscription, give him a like on his content. Show your support to Yasser and also to Zia. Zia will be coming back for the Bayern Munich preview and review. I'm hoping to rub it in the review. Not sure about the preview, but in the review, I'm hoping to rub it in. So thank you for coming on, Zia, and thank you for coming on, Yasser. Sadiq, we discussed a whole bunch of topics. I'm going to give you a chance to give us your opinion on them. So we talked about the whole Mudryk situation. Chelsea are pursuing a lawsuit for him and for the Ukrainian FA. The whole Nico Jackson tale. we haven't been streaming for a while, so I've missed out on all these reports. So I thought I'd give everyone a recap. And what was there was another one, the third one. Guys, remind me, what was the third one? was Nico Jackson, Mudryk, Ukraine. What was the third one?
Sponsors?
No, we didn't. We didn't touch on sponsors. No. And we're leaving sponsors for now. What was the third one? Oh, the how could we forget the 74
Charges. Oh,
charges?
Yeah.
So, take it away. Let's hear it. Do you know what? I'm gonna highlight you on the screen so everyone.
Wow. Okay. Which one we start with first?
Start with the charges. Let's hear about
Charges.
the charges.
Yeah, that one. It's a Chelsea thing. That's what we could say. I mean, Hazard. You know, a lot of rival fans would slate Chelsea players over the years, and I think they would be dreaming to have Eden Hazard in his prime in their clubs. Of course, obviously, it's been alleged from 2009 to 2015 mainly that the main things happened. That was around the Hazard times, Oscar times. But it is what it is. The old ownership, I'm glad the new owners have come up with it proactively. So I feel like we've covered ourselves now. Should be a fine. I've seen some reports say that there could be a sporting points deduction, which I think is highly unlikely because Chelsea are the ones that have come out of it in its previous ownership, of course. So it'll be a slap on the wrist as usual, like UEFA. The Mudryk one is a very, very sad one. I initially thought the Ukraine physio team kind of went behind Mudryk's case, but then I don't know if you know D Blues on Twitter. He's very active on Twitter. He was like to me, he must have known himself. So it's tough. Obviously, I personally don't know inside, players' mind how they operate every single day, right? He must have had a lot of trust in the team. Chelsea 100% will go ahead with the lawsuit. Is correct. I'm not saying it's the exact same situation as Mutu. I'm sure you remember Mutu back in the days.
Yep.
We had to go out. It took ages, right? It was many years later. So I don't think this one will be anytime soon. I think it'll be a long-term thing. So 74 charges, Mudryk. What was that one again? Nicholas
Jackson, yeah.
I can't. I watched your video whilst I was in Italy. I couldn't believe the way the words had come out, like the way it was described. I'm lost for words because you got to remember, those directors at Chelsea were getting praise. They were getting praise for this kind of deal, and I'm glad it's come out the truth. But yeah, I'm just shocked. And I mean, I saw your video. I was just like, you summed it up for me. We didn't do any content, rule away international break. I see you pop up with a video. I was like, what's going on here? It's mad. So
Nick, I literally woke up and looked at my phone. I'm like, what? I got to do a video about this, and I literally gave a raw reaction. So I didn't research it. I just literally went off the tweet, straight raw reaction. And to be fair, I think he has backtracked a little bit about it, saying, I was just saying, he can't realistically play 40 games. He can't start 40 games. And I was just, giving a realistic perspective. I'm not really trying to badmouth the player or whatnot, but as a deal being structured in that way, I think it was wrong. I think it was wrong from Chelsea. I think it was wrong on many levels. I think Nico Jackson paying for portion of the loan fee,
that's mad.
It's not right. And for Chelsea, I feel like Chelsea were, what's the word here? They were cornered. They were pushed into agreeing to something they didn't really want to agree to, because of the whole, what's the word? The whole ruckus that was being kicked off by the agent and Nico Jackson. They just made it hard for Chelsea to have him back in the squad, because even if he did come back, he wasn't going to play. So for them to cancel the deal literally to get him as a backup striker, that wasn't going to happen, because even if he came back, he would have been kicking up a fuss and probably causing some disharmony within the dressing room. So I get it, but it isn't pretty, and it isn't something we should be, seeing at Chelsea Football Club. And that's why I said I can't see Nico Jackson ever playing for Chelsea again. Even if the loan deal, if the obligation to buy isn't triggered, which I don't think will be triggered, then Nico Jackson would come back to be sold again or to be loaned out again, because I can't see him playing for Chelsea. And I said it, Lukaku 2.0, literally. That's what it is.
Guy, did you get tickets to the games today, man?
Me?
No.
Huh?
Oh, you're not going to the Champions League?
No. I've got working and stuff. I'm gutted. I'm going to have to get to one soon, though. I miss Champions League nights. My biggest one, do you remember the Oscar goal against Juventus?
Juventus, yeah.
Oh, man. I was literally behind the goal for that one. It was beautiful to watch. So hopefully I'll get a few more moments like that.
Yeah. Mo, you got to come, man.
I've got a link, but he hasn't been coming through recently, so I'm just waiting for him to come through.
I get that. I got you there. I got you.
No, inshallah. We'll sort something out.
When you coming down?
Very soon.
Very soon.
I'll keep you guys. I'll let you guys know.
You heard it here first, guys.
Yeah, when I'm ready, I'm planning something. When I'm ready, I'll let you let you guys know, and then we'll meet at the bridge. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to it. I mean, I've had the pleasure of meeting Sadiq. We went to watch a game. I've met a few people. Do you remember Alex, Sadiq? Do you remember Alex?
There's so many Alexes. There's an American Alex. There's a Chelsea owner Alex.
He's the Italian Alex. This is like back in, I think, three years ago.
Italian Alex.
Yeah, goatee, a bit of stubble. I'm trying to remember his full name. Alex.
Alex Goldberg.
Nah, man, Alex Goldberg.
I'll probably remember him.
Yeah. No, he called me. He's like, Mo, I've got a spare ticket. Do you want to come to watch the game? I'm like, what? Today's game? He's like, yeah. I'm like, all right. Literally just got on a train and went down and we went and watched. I think it was Chelsea Tottenham. I think it was. Yeah, it was a couple of years back. I haven't seen him on the streams for a while. I used to see him on your streams quite often. But yeah, this is a few years back. But yeah, Chelsea are back in action tomorrow. Late kickoff. I will be doing a match reaction stream at 10 p.m. tomorrow. Not sure if it's going to be a full panel because I know most of the guys here will probably be doing their own content straight after the game. So it might just be me giving you my reaction live on air for a good 20 minutes. We will be doing a stream post Bayern Munich and pre Bayern and post and pre Bayern Munich. So preview and a review.
Pre and post, guys, not post and pre. Well, I got you.
Well, but it's almost 12 o'clock at night.
It's a long day.
I've been at work. I with all these tube strikes and whatnot, transportation has been crazy in London. Man. Transportation has been a mission. But yeah, the 16 of you still in the stream. Mad. Have you smashed the like button? Have you 16 of you smashed the like button? Because I feel like you haven't. So if you haven't, please smash the like button. Real Gent 3-1 to Chelsea.
Big up to Real Gent.
2-0 to Chelsea. RC 2-0.
Is it Real Gent or Real Gentle? Because I always say gentle.
Yeah, gentle.
Yeah.
Real Gentle.
Okay.
Gentle.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling Real Gentle is an Arab. I have a feeling he's an Arab.
Why?
Because something Yasser said, and he picked up on it in Arabic. I think. No, he said, "A'udhu billah."
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Sadiq, what does it mean? Sadiq, what does it mean?
It means God forbid.
No.
Forbid. Yeah, God forbid.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and so yeah. It is what it is. The vibe literally just came in now, man. Where you been, the vibe? Where you been? Man's been waiting for you. I've been waiting for Courtney to come in and start,
He's driving. Look, he's driving. In the R8.
The vibe. Lads, smash that like button. But yeah, tomorrow is a big day. Brentford, we should not take him lightly. Recently they have been a bogey team for us. Not scared of him, but I'm scared of us not performing on the day. Literally, that's my fear. My fear is we don't perform on the day, and shit hits the fan. So let's hope it doesn't. Final words from any of you? Anyone wants to say any final words?
Yeah.
Where's Matt?
Go ahead,
Matt-
Sadiq. You just came into it. Go ahead.
Matt is away on personal business. Should be back next stream or maybe next week. But he's away for a little bit. Wish him good luck with whatever he's doing, and we will see him in next weekend. Yeah.
Sorry, Nee, man, cutting you off. What was Nee saying?
No, you didn't. You
sure?
didn't cut me off. Yeah. You didn't. You're good.
Any final words?
Yeah.
Sadiq, tell me what you're gonna be doing like content wise in the next couple of days.
Bro, I don't know what needs to be done, but the tickets today, I think about £900 was spent, man. It was crazy today. It was crazy.
All right, lads. Next time you're watching Worldwide Chelsea, be a little bit kind with them super chats because the man needs a piece.
Bro, don't worry. I've got Patreon still going and PayPal and memberships going ahead, bro. It's crazy. There's a lot of people that support, man. Not from London, by the way. Overseas fans. They are the best. I love overseas fans, international fans. My favorite fans.
Yeah, I've got a lot of international fans as well, but they're kind of skint. No. Listen. I got to say this. Any support you guys show is much appreciated. Even that, the hitting the like button, putting that comment in, that makes a massive difference. You guys don't understand how valuable that interaction is. Smashing that like button is more valuable than a £10 super chat by someone who's just coming in, drops that super chat and walks away, never comes back to the channel. I don't want that.
Be careful for what you wish for.
No. I've had that. I had that. I did a stream. I think it was 3 years ago. 3 years ago now. It was during the time where Roman was selling the club, and I was chatting about Roman Abramovic, and I mentioned some of the positives that he had, the impact that he had on the club, and literally some guy in the chat called Roman Abramovic. It wasn't him. I swear to you, he drops a $500 super chat in the chat. No, I promise you, it's there. Go check it out. $500. It was Canadian dollar, so it wasn't as valuable as US dollar. But he drops $500 in a super chat. It came out in the middle. I'm like, am I seeing this right? But I never saw that person again. He never came up. He was just some random person. He came in, liked what I was saying, and dropped that chat and never came back. All right.
Mo, do you know what I miss? I don't know if you saw my streams back then, but when two people were arguing in the chat and they sent super chats one by one, £5, £10, £10, £20, £20. It went up to £200 each. I couldn't believe my eyes, bro.
I remember what's his name? Fator. Fator used to do that a lot.
Bro, this guy donated $3,000 to me.
Yeah, he used to do that a lot. I remember that man.
Jeez.
Well, where is he? I haven't seen him for ages, man.
He's on the stream still, but he's in his own world. I know he's trying to get work and stuff on a visa because his student visa's finished now. So, but yeah, that guy, he paid most of my house. I'll be real. he paid most of my house, bro. I told him, listen, stop sending super chats because YouTube take 33% and we lose out on conversion rate. Send that privately, bro.
PayPal, bank transfer, man.
Done. Those are the best days, bro.
I remember he used to come in and you'd have someone on the panel that he wasn't happy about. It's like, £10, kick him out. And then he'd be like, no, £10 ain't going to do it. You got to do a £20 one. Like, oh, yeah, £20. Yeah, take it.
Bro, he was crazy, man. He was crazy.
No, but big up to him. If he's watching, or if he ever sees the stream, big up to him. I actually had him on my channel a couple of times. Funny guy. He was always sleeping and munching and smoking, and he was talking. It was like, yeah, man, yeah. But yeah, lads, reminiscing. We should be doing this offline. No, but yeah, big up to everyone. We will be back tomorrow night, hopefully celebrating a win. If we lose, I might not stream. I'm just joking. I'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow night. But thanks to everyone who's watched and who's been here. We will catch you all in just under 24 hours. Take care. Stay safe.
Bye bye.
And peace.